Din da da do do do, din da da do do, din da da do do do, din da da do do, din da da do do do, din da da do do, din da da do do do, din da da do do, din da da do do do, din da da do do, din da da do do do, din da da do do. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2.
My words are seriously seductive. Allow me to finesse you with my introduction. 5'5", thick thighs, small waist, light skin, Dominican. Chocolate hair with peanut butter colored freckles, sometimes cinnamon. Especially during summertime, complexion be killing them. That was the season you drove by this pretty little thing. It was nighttime, but you said you saw the sunshine. Roll down your window, try to holler, thinking I'd be open off those shiny rims, but baby boy, I'm not impressed by those types of things. I pay attention to simpler things like how your pretty brown eyes grew open and flower buds started blossoming out your skin as if it was spring. In other words, I got you open and I'ma get you sprung. 'Cause I gave your ass goosebumps just by looking at my mean strut. It was cute. You made me grin, causing my dimples to sink in. You were such a gentleman. Politeness is what got you those lucky 7 digits that make my phone ring. It's been a couple months now and so far I'm liking how it functions. I know, at times, I do have difficulties expressing my emotions, so for now, just take me slow motion. Relax for a bit and let me caress you without the lotion. I'll use my sweet sweat, I call it the potion. Lubricate you with my wet dreams, make them a reality, intoxicate you with the beautiful insanity, 'cause I drive you crazy when I'm by your side. I sing your soul lullabies, with my eyes give you butterflies. I would entice you with my lips, but you already hypnotized by how I'm moving my hips, and I can tell you already feeling me. But don't worry, bye, 'cause these are feelings we share mutually. At times, it perplexes me 'cause I miss you even when you're right next to me. Your silence is my remedy. No words are even necessary, just creation of beautiful bodily melodies. Heavy breathing, skin rhythmically teasing. Your tongue creeps and beats on my 4 lips that be strawberry liquidy. I love how you stare at me deeply, how you hold my body closely, how you kiss me all over slowly, how you slurp and swallow sensually, intensely, causing my knees to go weak, making my heart beat uncontrollably. I want to disappear with you, catch a one-way flight to Mercury, 'cause when we're together, we on another galaxy. Sincerely, your baby.
bucket of love ain't as easy to find as a bucket of fried chicken. As you stumble on your weekly Friday night mission, wishing to fill what's missing, fill the void that's larger than an obvious gap on the corner of 8th and Broadway. We're Broadway for brand new Escalades, but have a block where you bought your first pair of rollerblades because that's how you roll. Pockets tighter than the braid on the skull. Not cause you cheap, man, because you broke, yeah. Humble, bro, don't fumble for money in your pocket to impress no hoe. Even if you had it, that's not the way you flow, you humble, bro. Friday night mission. Searching for a fine, humble young lady to fill you up with a bucket of love while you fill her up with 4 chicken wings. Because times are hard and you can't afford the 12-piece. Thank you.
You are a fiction devoured by lonely souls. We call you fantasy, deny you exist. Our sweaty amateur bouts leave us innocent, unprepared for the force of your embrace. A beautiful predator with unattainable heart, who knows our thoughts, brings fantasy to life. We give freely, hair down, legs up, pleading to touch your ethereal flesh. Our offering rewarded by a leisurely feast. You devour us senseless, releasing ultimate gifts. Quivering bodies, lamenting blinding pleasure, dripping fragrant honey to your lips. Our names forgotten, you'll recall all we've bestowed. Large pliable breasts, creamy thighs, your sensual kaleidoscope. If we have talent, we write, paint, or sketch. A rapture so exquisite it must be shared. Mistaken again for fantasy, naive souls will crave. You aren't meant to stay. Your brief passion, a smile in old age, an indelible print on bodies touched. Thank you.
This is called Advertisement for a Good Elected Official. I'm short. Can't help it.
Vertically challenged.
Sip the drink. Sip the drink. Sip the drink. Go ahead. Sip the drink. Push the needle. Go ahead. Shut up. Pretend it's the drugs that blind you. You can't see the projects or the crack babies or the filth. Sir, we have no visual on the lack of access to adequate health care and quality education. Didn't you get to memo detailing the increase in drug-related crime, or were you too busy not inhaling? How about the one that threatens my rights of choice, the packed conservative court? Did you sleep through the women's movement? How about the civil rights movement? If you turn to Channel 7, you might catch the gay rights movement. Let go of the ho-ho and do something to help. We elected you, though it seems that after November 2nd, that is no significance. And any help you lend in the opposite direction is highlighted on the political agenda under the diversity factor. Pop the Prozac and check out a Betty Ford, because we're just getting started. This is no illusion, and I am not your imaginary friend. I'm your real protester. You're living hell, and just like your smiling, ass-kissing, picture-taking with the baby colleagues, make the speech, sign the bill, be the humanitarian, the portrait of American family man addiction. I am not going away, because my issues haven't been addressed yet. So take some Midol if you have to and come along for the ride of my life. Walk down the Grey Brick Road towards a battleground darker than Gettysburg, because our war is not yet a memory. It's terrorism, drugs, sexuality, language, race, and immigration. Do I wear my head wrap or my Yankee cap? Take out your notepad and write it all down, because it's so easy to drown when you're fighting the current moving in the wrong direction, and the winds are so strong they drown out the cries of the collective army of souls checking the box for redemption. This is our Vietnam. World War II and I'm melting hot, more colors than gray and blue. No room to ignore the protests, too many of us not to see, organized and publicized, so buy me a drink and stick to chewing aspirin unless you want us going shopping for new representation.
Man, who would have thought poetry was better than pornography, man? Here's a little song.
Hey, who thought that?
Why is it when the smoke clears and all the blood washes away in the rain? Hold up, rewind. Thought I was going soft? Contract killers, leather glove assassins in secret courtrooms where presidents and judges hang, and the whispers of social clubs, congressional hearings, baptisms and funerals, right-wing insurgents conspiring with redneck sheriffs, with shotties in their trucks and dead bodies in their trunks, dragging men through the streets and the dark back alleys where mobsters and reapers meet, and on the rooftop ledges where the suicides creep. The lone wolf gunman who makes a city of mothers weep, tossing and turning from lack of sleep, pleading on the knees to the higher power, beneath the rocks where the cowards cower, and draw plans in the sand to bomb the towers. Like a child builds a castle only to have it return to the sea. Democracy and theocracy, all one and the same on the firing range. As bullets burn holes in the sky, and Capitol Hill and Vatican City feeds us more lies, frightened that the patriot will rise. 'Cause there ain't no sculpture more beautiful on earth than the human eye. Riding off into the sunset of revenge and mirth, this is the outlaw and the story of his birth. One.
Release your gift, your present, your print. Release the love, the hate, the pain within. Release the madness, the laughter loud. Speak up, speak out. Come on, be proud. Release the joy, the tears are blinding. Release your essence. Crawl out, stop hiding.
Thatcher on TV, shocked by the deaths that took place in Beijing. It seems strange that she should be offended. The same orders were given by her. I've heard this before now. You said I was childish and you'll say it now. Remember what I told you. If they hated me, they will hate you. England's not the mythical land of Madame George and roses. It's the home of police who kill black boys on mopeds. And I love my boys, and that's why I'm leaving. I don't want them to be aware that there's any such thing as grieving. Young mother down in Smithfield, 5 a.m. looking for food for her kids. In her arms she holds 3 cold babies, and the first word that they learned was please. These are dangerous days. To say what you feel is to make your own grave. If you are of the world, they would love you. England's not the mythical land of Madame George and roses. It's the home of police who kill black boys on mopeds. And I love my boys, and that's why I'm leaving. I don't want them to be aware that there's any such thing as grieving.
I'm on another plateau. Come on, man. Act like you know. Esta mariposa siempre tiene todo bajo control. Pero soon, I'ma have to take over the show. Representar para las mujeres y enseñarle a estos hombres con todo su machismo quiénes son las que tienen poder. Hey, Cógelo con cuidado, pa' que no te me vaya de lado, mamá. Tú no quieres que yo saque una pistola y haga pow, pow, pow. Tú me preguntas, oh, pero tú no eres esa mariposa hermosa, amorosa y olorosa. Yo respondo, yo soy todas esas cosas. Claro que sí. Pero me convierto en una asesina latina en 1, 2, 3, con una vaina que se llama metamorfosis. ¿Tú no lo has oído mencionar por ahí? Bueno, todo lo que tienen que saber es que puedo ser mala para ti. I'm bad for your health, papi. I'll go up against all your gravity. Yeah, I'm a little sweet, but I'll leave you with several brain cavities. My mental capacity is beyond your reality. I told you, man, I'm on another motherfucking plateau. And while you at it, ve cuéntale a tu señora o a cualquiera otra persona que esta dominicana es más inteligente que una científica exploradora y que te está rompiendo la mente en esta misma hora. Sí, yo sé, yo soy una abusadora. Dile que me llamo Cosa Sabrosa, a.k.a. la mariposa.
On the corner, the candles are burning bright. Like if that's supposed to make one feel better. Spray, can, art, letters make your name eternal. But this infernal madness breaks the internal masses of the ones that watch you get interred. You, a scholar of the bricks and the concrete, rooftops and jeeps, cron and dro, half-braided fro, honeys galore, follow the ill-fated footsteps of many before. Liquor gets poured on the ground and down throats. Feelings flow, and the memories grow of this once penniless Joe who grew to have the latest and shiny things. Platinum bracelets and rings. Long chains with heavy set pendants, who handled more keys than the superintendent, who always intended to look out for his, who had 3 dependents, his wife, 2 kids, Pop Dukes doing a bid, now in the Louvre commissary. Revenge is necessary, the topic of social commentary, back on the corner. We have to be stronger, but we'll let it slide for a while. Mamita's still shedding huge tears of denial, no smiles adorn her once beautiful grill. She's aged 20 years since the day your heart stood still, and still the liquor gets poured, another 20 gets scored, another dream is born, another family gets torn, another neck is decorated, another body gets perforated by multiple shots perpetrated by the latest one to have penetrated all the fly women in the inner sanctum. He walks down the street singing his national anthem. Oh Jose, you sell keys, but you won't see the death in the end street as others compete for the spot on the corner. The candles will always burn bright for the king of cheddar. Like if that's supposed to make one feel better. Thank you very much indeed.
He lay with her in the sweat and afterglow, not able to find the words. He says goodbye with his hands along her body and soft kisses to her face. He was attracted to her easy smile, affectionate manner, and good humor that came along with her beautiful face. A summer night of fun, laughter, and alcohol found him in her bed. He thought he found a respite from months of long days and studious nights. He called when liquor and a night out wasn't enough. She never reproached him about the hour. In fact, she seemed to welcome it, always answering the door with a sleepy smile, even with her eyes clouded with sleep. He feels her breath against his chest, watches her smile while letting out a contented sigh as she moves her body to meet his caresses. He runs his fingers through her thick curls, already missing their perfumed softness. A letter arrived a few weeks before that caught him off guard. She poured her lonely heart onto the pages, romanticized their first kiss and every encounter afterwards. She asked for more time, more attention, included a poem alluding to long-lost souls finding each other across time. Not knowing how to respond, he left her entry unanswered, along with her phone calls. He likes her, finds her charming, enjoys their conversation as much as the passion and enthusiasm she brings to their games. But the profound emotions that she claims are so far from his heart, he knows he has to walk away. How can he tell her that what she's feeling isn't being returned? He knows he can't handle tears. Doesn't know her well enough to know if plates will fly, so he keeps his counsel, holds her closer. He turns away from her to allow her to wrap herself around his back and plant sleepy kisses on his neck and watches the clock while her body goes limp against his breath steadies, and she unwraps herself from him. He stays with her for a few more hours, holding her as he drifts in and out of sleep, trying to wait until her alarm sounds. But just after the sunrise, he unwinds himself from her warmth, quietly searches for his clothes, gets dressed, calls her name, waking her up for what she'd soon realize is a last kiss. He shuts the door quietly, erasing her number as he steps into the cold morning.
My setting is a classroom. Can I have a bathroom pass so I can dash with my niggas? I really don't want to hear about the blood cells inside of a figure. I got beef with a bunch of bullies. I sing when the bell rings, hell. Things are bad enough without a truant officer. My consular officer services because of my nervousness. I'm stressed and the rest of it is carelessness. Out to get respect, get a rep, and aggress the rest of them. Then I'm confronted with my underwage employer, destroyer of my ego, real ball buster. Sweep hours 1 through 4, then come back. I got more for you when you're done with that crazy whack livelihood. I'd quit if I could, but I can't.
So I don't quit.
So I don't quit. Do my duty fast, quick. Quick in the split of a second, I reckon. My homework assignment is to decipher Columbus. The hell with that dumbness. I'd rather decipher my girlfriend. She's hyperactive because I can't give her shit on a stick, so she drops me like a diaper. Yeah, I'm that type of dude. I'm really not in the mood for scholastics, so my rudeness protrudes. Crude, not a criminal. My actions are subliminally animalistical, exalt above my physical built, divergent manner. Dominican my banner. I bathe in bloodshot, inquisitive, brain black got adrenaline inside of me, the gun hung beside of me, finding me in a rut. What an irony. How many Medusas can I behead in the spread of a lifetime? If you came for rhymes, I just might rhyme. Unwind, ride the wind that the rhythm brings, with my lingo making microbiotic rings. I sing a song with strong telekinetics. Teach me how to be the rocksteady poetic.
I am a believer that the world won't end because of nuclear war. Instead, it will die slowly as each domino falls. Like we're all one big set, and the first was push. When Europeans stepped on Plymouth Rock, when ships full of African butterflies delivered their stock, when red ancestors were driven from their land, when British, French, and Spanish flagpoles were plunged in the sand, when lashes burned into our backs was fashion, when we closed our eyes and pretended all this never happened. We began to die when roads to freedom had yet to be paved, when North and South fought over slaves, when words became weapons, when blacks were 3/5 a person, when nigga became a preferred name. It's all the same, like when women in war were forced into submission and the government says it's a perk of the mission, and when opium became the narcotic of choice and no one would fight to give the Chinese a voice until Tiananmen Square, when we are reminded of civil rights movement. When clubs and fire hoses forbidden improvement, when Cubans came over on the rafts, but as they got darker, sent back to a dictator's path, dying continued when we went to war over oil, and what we spend on each inner city child's education is less than aluminum foil, when we ruled out bilingual ed, when cops shoot innocent kids dead, when I bought that new Disney movie for cheap, when I didn't know that sweatshop workers made $1 a week, when my mom works for $36 a day, when she doesn't even get health care along with her pay, and the pain increases when Puerto Rico is still a colony, when religion prevents us from living in harmony, when the U.S. walks out of human rights conferences and then they expect that people stop bombing us. We began to topple rhythmically, faster than any tidal wave, when Twin Towers crumbled quickly, when we blamed on Muslims circumstantially, when we hung flags talking about patriotism, when our fears were manifested in racism. It's a long way from when King and Malcolm X were alive, when we fought for good and maintained our pride, when capitalism wasn't out to real humanity, when the Constitution was written and we still had our sanity, when music was about love and life, when poetry didn't have to be an expression of strife, when we didn't take the blame, when we pointed our fingers and started a war, when we went back to our everyday norm. We die slowly when you take all I've said and shrug it off as history, when you don't recognize that this is your reality. See, I am a believer that the world won't end because of nuclear war. Instead, it will die slowly as each domino falls, like we're all one big set, and the first is pushed.
Smoked out on crack rocks and dust leaves, paranoid seeing shadows in trees, Pursued by demons, hustled by preachers in Roman collars, begging for dollars, promising to save your soul and take you to Christ. Run through fields and fly kites, scraping the resin from your glass pipe for that last hit, the first kiss when you tongued the devil. Looked at your face in the mirror, eyes red with Remy and remedies, codeine and anti-inflammatories, getting brain in school lavatories by some chicken head named Glory, who told sob stories in bars about domestic scars and stink finger in the back of police cars.
Taste the fear in my mouth, like sweat, like rain. It comes, a most unsavory flavor, standing on the edge of something so much bigger than me. Still standing, I shake inside, grit my teeth and break down into tiny pieces across the floor. But still standing, the liquid fills me from toes to the top of my head, soft, sweet, the warmest, loveliest fluid. And I am full of love, liquid sound pouring in my ears, filling out my eyes, replacing tears, replacing years of hollow echoes inside, never knowing how to touch sound. This was before the panic of now. Thoughts of losing this voice, losing this love. Only thoughts, fears, let it be, let it go. Release, it will come to you. What if I lose my voice? Impossible. Always away. From hands to vocal cords, to toes, to these eyes. There is a way. Peace, be still, child. There is a way.
13th, Friday, hot July. I was seeking, you were wanting. With soul to mates, that night did meet. Himself as tea. Is she the reason that I survived? A beating given, unjustified. Did you even know him? Or was it your own anger that was resonating inside?
Every day I'm in physical pain, but it means nothing to a soul that's in constant agony, paranoid, thinking the world is suddenly onto me. Exposing my secrets, thus exposing me as a fraud, peeling away the facade for the pleasure of an audience that sits in my life's theater watching as I try to dodge the bullets that I'm sweating on this stage, that I have erected the pulpit for the preaching of lies, now shows my fears. My hardcore strut now stripped down to a mere limp. My confidence now known as a mere con. My poetic contributions deciphered, rendering me no deeper than the glass of water. Everybody now knows, not only the audience that sits in my theater's rows. To live in agony goes beyond the mere chore. It is more like labor that is hardcore, backbreaking, never-ending, because tomorrow got more in store. And even when you can't stand no more, you put up fronts galore. If not, you'll just wash away like the sands that line the ocean shore. And that's something that I can't stand for. Although consumed by fear, I must go on with the show. When the curtain rises, I must be ready to perform, even if the character is me, outside of the norm. I stand before you as a fraud, taking my bows, hoping someone will applaud before I exit. Stage left.